What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the brand new Solebox and Packer Ultra Boost Mid. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Make sure to give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at RealSethFowler if you haven't yet. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Last week, Solebox and Packer released their collaboration on the Adidas Ultra Boost Mid and the Adidas Energy Boost. This collaboration was really exciting because not only was it on a pretty great model, the Ultra Boost Mid, but also Packer and Solebox are on completely different sides of the world. Solebox is based in Germany and Packer is based in New Jersey, and I thought it was really cool that both these companies could actually team up and create a really cohesive collection. As I mentioned before, they released two sneakers in this pack, the Energy Boost and the Ultra Boost Mid. Most people went for the Ultra Boost Mid because of course that's a more hyped silhouette. It's my personal favorite. I think the Mid is super comfortable. I have a pair of Kith Mids and a pair of the ATR Mids and I just love the silhouette. The Energy Boost I'm not as big of a fan of, and I think that's true for most people, so the only pair that I picked up was the Ultra Boost Mid. However, when you look at both pairs together, they actually create this really cool cohesive story. The color scheme of the Ultra Boost Mid is blacks and blues and some grays, whereas the color scheme of the Energy Boost is more blues and light grays and tans. The whole idea behind the collection was that it was actually supposed to represent the oceans. The Energy Boost was supposed to represent the top of the ocean with the foamy waves and things like that. That color scheme was really bright and really vibrant, whereas the Ultra Boost Mid was supposed to represent the depths of the sea, the deep, dark areas that no one really ever gets to see. And I think that was such a cool idea, and it was so cool that these two brands that are on completely different sides of the world actually are able to come together and create such a dope pair. So without further ado, here it is, the Solebox and Packer Ultra Boost Mid. One thing I really like about the Ultra Boost Mid collaborations is that each company that actually does it changes something physical about the shoe. It's not just the colorway of the shoe. For example, Solebox and Packer actually changed the formation of the fuse overlay on the toe box. If you compare it to the Kith Ultra Boost Mid, you can see that the formation of the fuse overlay is different. On the Kith pair, the fuse overlay wraps around the toe and then forms the three stripes on the midfoot, whereas on the Solebox and Packer pair, the fuse overlay still wraps around the toe, but instead of continuing along the midfoot of the shoe, you actually have this outline of basically the Ultra Boost 1.0's knit pattern. I actually really dig this look, and because the toe box of the shoe is relatively simple with only a few flecks of blue in it, this detail really stands out. The upper of the shoe, of course, is a one-piece construction made entirely of prime knit. As I mentioned before, you have the fuse overlay around the toe for added durability. You also have a strip of fuse overlay around the eyelets, again for added durability, because the more you lace up the shoe, the weaker these eyelets will get, and with that fuse overlay, they're going to last a lot longer. The prime knit starts as black on the toe box with a couple flecks of blue, and as you continue along the midfoot of the shoe, there are more and more blue flecks, and then the black finally fades into this gray around the ankle area of the shoe. I actually showed this shoe to a couple of my sneakerhead coworkers, and honestly, a lot of them didn't like it even though they knew what it was, and they really liked Ultra Boost Mids. And their reasoning behind it was that the shoe itself looked a little bit childish, which I guess I can see. It's definitely louder than a lot of other shoes, but if you look at the Kith Mids, again, keep using them for an example, but these aren't a quiet shoe. This is a very, very loud colorway. I personally don't have a problem with this design. I actually think it looks really nice, so I'm definitely keeping this pair, and I'm definitely going to wear it a lot during the winter. Moving up the midfoot of the shoe, you have these black flat laces with flecks of gray, and at the top of the laces, you have these red eyelets, which kind of remind me of candy canes a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of this, and I guess it's not a huge deal because I can just switch out the laces. It does add a nice pop of color that is unexpected, to say the least, but it's not my thing. There's also a strip of material running up the midfoot of the shoe in black with a silver zigzag pattern. I'm not sure if it symbolizes anything, but it's also on the heel as well in this teal color. At the top of the tongue, you've got this blue consortium tag with the white eyelet. On the left shoe, it says Solebox. On the right shoe, it says Packer. The sock-like ankle area of the shoe looks very similar to the other Ultra Boost Mids. However, I did notice it does seem to be slightly looser, which is kind of nice because it isn't as hard to get on your foot. As for fit, I'd say go true to size. This shoe fit me true to size with no problems at all. But as I always suggest, everyone's feet are different, so if you have a chance to try on this shoe or a similar silhouette, make sure to do that to make sure the fit is right for you. The insoles of the left shoe and the right shoe are different. The left shoe has a Solebox consortium insole that goes from blue and fades into black, and the right shoe has a Packer and consortium insole that fades from blue to sort of a cream. Even though it's not a visible part of the shoe, especially when you're wearing the shoe, it's actually one of my favorite parts because of the attention to detail. I think that's so cool that not only did they print different lettering on each insole, but they actually changed the color scheme. That's such a cool touch. Continuing back on the shoe, you get to the heel cup, which they actually changed up pretty significantly for this Ultra Boost Mid. Rather than using the standard plastic heel cup, they actually changed it up and used this sort of soft mesh material, similar to the material you find on neoprene clothing. My favorite detail on this shoe is actually what's embossed on the heel cup. On the left shoe, you actually have Solebox written on the heel cup, but instead of using their regular logo, they actually wrote Solebox in Packer's logo's typeface, which I think is so cool. They did the same thing on the right shoe by having Packer written in Solebox's font. I think that's such a unique and interesting touch. I just love the attention to detail on this shoe. I think it's awesome. Not only that, but underneath the text, you also have the longitude and latitude of where their main store is, and I think, again, very cool attention to detail. They knocked it out of the park with this collaboration. Moving down the shoe, you get to your standard Ultra Boost midsole and outsole. Of course, the outsole is in black Continental rubber. If you guys haven't tried an Ultra Boost yet, I don't know what you're doing. You're living your life wrong, because these are one of the most comfortable shoes available. I personally still think it's the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn. A lot of people will disagree with me, but you can't go wrong with an Ultra Boost. Overall, guys, I think Packer and Solebox really knocked it out of the park with this collaboration. This may not be my favorite colorway that's released on an Ultra Boost, but I've got to say the attention to detail is unrivaled in any consortium release. And honestly, I'm just blown away by it. If you guys are looking to grab a pair of these for yourself, they actually released on Packer and Solebox's website. I think there are still pairs available on Solebox's website, but if you live in the US, shipping is like 50 bucks, so be careful with that. Packer sold out. I don't know if they're doing a wider release or not, but honestly, resale is not too bad. It's hovering around $250 or $280. So if you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's throw these guys on feet and see how they look. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of the Solebox and Packer Ultra Boost Mid, and if you're planning to grab a pair for yourself. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to me, Seth Fowler, if you want to see more content just like this, and follow me on all other forms of social media. The links will be in the description below.